we got a job today. You can see right here, nice little, he said it was half an acre or a quarter of an acre, so you can see a lot of stuff. The tornado came through here a long time ago and took the tops out of them, so we're going to do some of it, and then that way we can tear some of the tree limbs, clean it up so there's a lot of them. I can come in here, and so we're close to the road. I'm gonna try to stay away. It's probably about 30 or 40 feet from the road. So we got the excavator here, we're gonna go get the skid steer, but right now there's a house over here. This is the customer's rental place. So he wants the front lot up there, like it's literally like a little row right here at the road that he wants ripped up and cleaned up, kind of thinned out. Is what he wants. This is what he wants, make it look good. And then this is highly traffic, so we're going to try to see if we can't put a sign up, so that way we can get some jobs out here. So you can see what we're dealing with, a bunch of dead pines. So there's some of them that are broke top side out here. That one, this little one here, we're going to rip them up, and then that way we can get in here and laying this stuff down to mulch us a little small spot. But this is not really traffic. There's a few homes back here, but big old loop. But we're gonna rip this stuff up. We're gonna go get the skid steer, and we're gonna work probably about 3 or 4 hours. I got a late start this morning because I ain't felt good, allergies, and yesterday we did that one job for that field cleanup, and that was yesterday. So today's Monday and it's almost the end of the day. I've just been sick as a dog, so just now barely got enough energy. Yesterday I didn't have no energy, so that's why I didn't record much. But we're gonna go ahead and get the excavator running. Well, it's already running. We gotta get filled up, and then we'll come in here and start ripping this stuff up. And we got my pole saw, so that way we can cut some of them tree limbs so that we won't have a stub hanging off the tree, so it'll look good. So we'll get in here, rip all this stuff up, and start mulching. So this is probably about a 2-day job. I said give me 2 days to see what we got, because there's a lot of big dead trees in here, so we'll see what we can't do. All right, so this is what we got right here. We're gonna start here, clean this front row with the trucks over there. We're gonna be cleaning all this corner up. We're gonna be cleaning all this over here too, and this is the main highway. And they also want us to do that over there, but we're gonna get to that. So we're gonna get this. There's a bunch of big trees in here we may throw to the side, because I just told him, I said I can mulch it, but I said it'll take me a while. He said, well, just do what the machine can do and we'll worry about the rest. So I'm gonna rake all this stuff over there, that way they can keep the nice clean. And I'm trying to stay straight in if it comes down to it, and curl around, but we're gonna try to cut some of this stuff off that's overhanging and just looking ugly, so that way we can get the mulcher in here and make it look good. So this is what I got done in 35 minutes. I ripped this whole front side, ripped out like good 10-15 foot in. We got a lot of trees that's laid over it, just still growing, so I ripped them down and ripped all that down there. So pretty much all this in 35 minutes. Looking good. We're fixing to go grab the mulcher, and we'll be back, and we'll hit until dark, so that way I can be finished up and then head into the second job after this. So we got a few day job on this one, unless he likes a lot what we done. So if he wants us to do the other side, then we can do that. Let's go get the skid steer. All right, so just got back and got this done, get done loaded up. I just hurry up and threw it on there. Got the gate flipped up, I had it down, so I got everything tight. And then I'm going to sharpen the teeth a little bit. There's only 1 or 2 teeth on this thing that needs good, because that's where I hit the and see, some of them just needs a good clean touch up. Some of them still got the edge, but we want all these sharp, so I'll probably just hit the centers, because that's what did most of the rock. See, there's 2, all the dust flying around. this is what I got done. I was going through here to check, see what there is out here. There is a bunch of big sandstones, which I've hit 2 or 3, and then there's just stuff like that out here. Pick that up later. Not too bad. I'm gonna there's some big trees in here and over there, a bunch of hardwoods, big pines. I'm not sure what he wants to keep, so I told him if he could come over every now and then, which his business is right down the road, so he can come out here. He just told me leave the nice clean ones, so just get rid of the rest. I wish I could get rid of these right here, mulch them up, but that's too much for mine. So we'll thin it out real quick, so get some little bit of more footage. Mulch this right here. I'm gonna move my excavator out of the way first because I done put a glass in it already. Where are you going? He's my new friend. Anybody scared of snakes? I was not. It's a black snake. All right, look at that. Just a few minutes. There's some few chunks I got to get over here, but ain't no problem. That's just a few minutes, and we're gonna probably do a full hour here. And I need to tell them about those trees right there because they are rotten. One of these corners went in about 4 inches, pretty much this whole center. I mean, it pretty much pushed it, so I'm afraid it's gonna break. And so I'm gonna cut one of them limbs. Where'd you go? There he is. So like stuff like this, I'm gonna kind of rake over there, and this stuff right here just looks ugly, so we're gonna have to get that stuff down. I got my pole saw with me, so that way it'll look good. And see, this is where the thing pushed in right here. I mean, it's soft. It's still, it's kind of still alive. But usually when you see moss like that, it's dead, and it's hollow too. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get that corner over there, so that way, really, to be honest with you, that way people can see what I'm doing over here. So that way people can stop, or I'm gonna put a sign out too at the roads, both sides. But we're gonna get back at it and do another hour's worth, and then we'll call it a day. Which I don't have a way to get my trailer in here because that driveway's too narrow, just like that one, so I'm not parking her driveway. Track's still holding up. I'm trying to be easy with it, but let's see what we can't do over here. Well, this is how much I got done in a couple hours. This stuff was thick, a lot of dead trees laid over, 5 or 6 in one spot. So we're gonna get the excavator and rip out these other little scragglers, so that way it'll look a lot cleaner and nicer. So, and then get that, break that stuff down. But it's what we like. And we'll rip these up right in here, the little teeny ones. See how that goes. Still got that next to the road to clean up, but man, it's so thick it's not even funny. We're gonna go grab the excavator and start raking back. Now it's looking like something. Got everything ripped down. Looks a little rough, but I'm gonna get all this cleaned up so that way I can get my truck from down there up here, so that way I can get it cleaned up. I'm getting close to it, so got the excavator over there, get everything ripped up. I don't know if you can see that tree. It's bent like that. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get this ripped up. I'm trying to stay this corner, get everything cleaned up, work my way up to the front so that way people can see it. So now you can start seeing the road. It's looking good. Now I ripped out a bunch of the other small stuff, so that way it'll, if he don't use it, it's not able to park for the perk test, then he at least have it nice and clean. His rental property can have it cleaned up, mowed all the time, so at least it'll look nice and clean. All right, so this is how much I got done most of the day. I got all this cleaned up. I'm gonna pull out more. I'm gonna pull the truck up, got the road cleaned off a little better. So my goal is to take this whole corner out to about right over here and throw it all in right here. So I feel like I ain't got much done, but it's windy. I think it's supposed to rain, but right here is pretty muddy, so we're going to go ahead and get all this cleaned up, raked off in here, take out most of this. You can see they're broke off, and there's a bunch over here broke off, but they're leaning towards the power line, so there's a V power line that way and that way. So I'm going to try to get it cleaned up best I can. We'll see where we get to. All right, so this is day 1.5. Get the machines cleaned up, fixing to get those sharpened. Got all that, raked a bunch down. So this is what we got, 1.5 days, and I told him it may take 2.5 because that road frontage has got a bunch of dead ones. That, and then there's that one right there leaning. Got a bunch leaning, but I plucked about 73 trees out of this thing, and this is all where it's at right here. So we're gonna go ahead and get this stuff greased. That way I don't have to do it in the morning. And it's already getting a little chilly, so I'm gonna go ahead and get everything going so that way I can just jump in the machines. They're both needing fuel. And that thing drinks a lot. Both of them does. So this is it for day 1.5. So that's what we got. It's looking pretty good. The customer's happy. He drove by twice, so he's pretty happy.